Hi, I'm T-Roll. Welcome to T-Roll Reviews. Okay, so what we have today is a Korg JP8000 monophonic fully analog synthesizer. Okay, it's monophonic because it's only one synthesizer, and it's fully analog, meaning there's no software, there's nothing digital on this thing at all. Everything that you hear from this machine comes directly from the hardware itself, which is why it makes it a professional piece of musical equipment, because the more the amateurish, the younger people, people who've been playing for maybe like a year, or in some cases much less, they'll use the software, and very amateurish sound coming out of that. Whereas when you use hardware like this, you're going to get extremely professional sound. So I got it turned on here. I'll just let you hear a little bit. So yeah, it basically sounds like a bunch of really sensitive guys, okay, when it's playing. Okay, so around the back, I just want to show you some of the connections so you can get a feel for what's going on around the back. You got your power button, power switch. It's got analog and digital converters on the back. You can tell that, for those of you who haven't been playing for very long, it's got the digital connectors and the analog, okay? So it's got analog and digital converters on the back. What's really interesting about this synth is it's actually a programmer synth, so if you just get stuck playing the presets, you're going to find that you're going to sound like everybody else. What I like to do is really get into a synthesizer and really program it. So I'm going to go into some of my own presets here. Let me hit exit there. I'm going to go into some of my own presets to show you what I've done. So I basically got this patch here that I call basic saw, okay, because I don't want to sound just like all, the other piano, orchestral, organ sounds, right? So what I've done is I've actually programmed a saw sound. So if you can hear that, yeah, and so I can't really hold the camera and play at the same time, so I'm just going to play on the left side here. So you got the notes come from the keys. You play the keys down, and the white keys and the black keys, and you're going to hear the sound. And then these knobs over here change the sound. This particular keyboard has a couple of other controls. One of the things I found when I was taking this apart, when I was cleaning it and polishing it, I discovered that when I hold down a key, it actually goes a little bit out of tune. So listen to this. So you can't really tell too well, but what I'm doing here is I'm pushing down on the keys as I'm playing. So if you just hold down a note, it actually makes it go a little bit out of tune. And what I think is going on here is, on this particular keyboard, it's putting pressure on the circuit boards when you push down on the keys, and that causes the whole machine to stretch, kind of like a guitar string, and it stretches out the strings inside the machine, and it makes the pitch go up. So I don't know if that's if it's broken just on my particular one here, or if they're all like this, but I've never seen a synthesizer that does that before. How easy it is to program this computer, and just how many features there are. So okay, we got our basic saw sound, and you can actually go in here and change the sound to all different kinds of sounds. And I'll just play some noise. So this is just white noise. And you can go into different kinds. So what's interesting about this synthesizer is you play the sound through a resonator. So in this case, it's just straight through. You can play different, like a string. So it starts to make the white noise sound like a string. You got a cylinder, cone, flare, plate. Okay, that's got white noise going through move, whatever that is. And then you can change the parameters with this wheel. So anyway, you get an idea. That's basically one sound source going through one resonator. You got a total of 4 sound sources that can go through 4 different resonators, and you can also set up interactions between these oscillators and resonators, and it's actually quite, you can create some quite complicated effects, and then with the real-time wheels you can actually modulate those sounds. So it's actually a pretty deep synthesizer, pretty impressive for an all-analog hardware monophonic synth. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm T-Roll. This has been a T-Roll review, and watch for the next one.